All right, let's dive right in, shall we? Today, we're taking a full speed-ahead tour of our planet's oceans. We're going to go from the sunny surface all the way down to the hidden world below. So get ready for a pretty amazing journey of discovery.
I want you to think of this as your own personal voyage. We're looking through the porthole together, getting a glimpse of a world that, for pretty much all of human history, has been a total and complete mystery.
You know, for thousands of years, we sailed right over the top of the oceans, discovering new lands. But it's only in, very recent history that we've actually started to peek under the waves and explore this huge hidden world. And even now, so much of it is still a total unknown.
And just to give you a sense of the scale we're dealing with, the global ocean isn't just big, it's almost everything. It covers over 2/3 of our planet and holds a staggering 97% of all the water on Earth. That's a wild number, right?
Okay, so for the first part of our journey, let's leave the familiar surface behind. We're going down, deep down, to explore the really dramatic, unseen landscape of the ocean floor. So what we're looking at here is a huge difference between the world we live on and the one below. The continents, where we are, they're kind of like these giant rafts made of lighter rock. But the ocean floor, that's a whole different story. It's this dense, volcanic crust that's constantly being created and then destroyed.
And this is where the magic happens, the creation part of the cycle. At these mid-ocean ridges, and we're talking about massive underwater mountain ranges that make anything on land look small, molten rock pushes up from inside the Earth. This is literally where new ocean floor is born, pushing the continents apart little by little, year after year. And of course, for every creation, there's destruction. At these super deep ocean trenches, the older crust gets sucked back down into the mantle and melts away. This incredible recycling process, making new crust at the ridges, destroying old crust at the trenches, that is the engine that drives plate tectonics, creating everything from volcanic islands to massive earthquakes.
All right, so we've seen the ground floor, so to speak. Now let's head back up a little and take a look at the powerful forces that keep all of this water in constant dynamic motion. It never, ever stops moving.
So what's making all this happen? What powers this restless global engine? Well, it really boils down to three main things. You've got the winds, you've got massive currents, and you've got the pull of the moon.
First up, the wind. It seems simple, right? Wind blows across the water. But what's actually happening is it's transferring its energy into the ocean. It might start as just a tiny ripple, but over huge distances, that energy can build and build into some seriously powerful waves.
And when I say powerful, I am not kidding. Back in 1995, a ship in the North Atlantic was slammed by the biggest wave ever reliably recorded, a monster that was 100 feet high. Just try to picture that for a second. A 10-story building made of water coming right at you. Okay, next up, currents. When you combine global winds with the spin of the Earth, you get these enormous swirling currents called gyres. The best way to think of them is like giant rivers flowing inside the ocean. They're basically the planet's circulatory system, and they play a huge role in our climate by moving warm water away from the tropics and towards the poles. And finally, the tides, that constant, predictable rhythm of high and low tide you see at any coastline, that's all caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and a little bit by the sun, literally dragging the planet's water around as we spin through space. It's pretty mind-blowing, really.
Okay, for the final leg of our voyage, let's put all of this together. We're going to take everything we've talked about, the geology, the motion, the forces, and see how it all plays out in one of the most extreme places on Earth, the Arctic.
Now, the Arctic is a really unique place. It's the complete opposite of Antarctica. See, Antarctica is a frozen continent surrounded by ocean, but the Arctic, it's a frozen ocean surrounded by continents. It's a place so cold that the very surface of the sea freezes solid.
And this whole environment goes through this incredible transformation every single year. During the dark winter, the ice can expand to be about the size of the United States. But then, in the summer, the sun comes back, the ice melts, and the sunlight water just triggers this massive explosion of life.
So where does all that life come from? Well, it all starts with something you can't even see. The summer sun causes these microscopic algae called plankton to bloom in these huge swarms. They might be tiny, but these organisms are the absolute foundation of the entire Arctic food web. Everything you see here, from the smallest fish to a huge predator like a killer whale, all of it depends on that bloom.
But hold on, how does anything survive that brutal winter?
Well, the Arctic has this amazing trick up its sleeve called a polynya. It's basically an area of open water in the middle of all that ice, kept clear by strong winds or currents. These act like these vital oases, giving air-breathing animals a place to come up for air and find food when everything else is sealed shut.
So because of these incredible adaptations, what looks like a barren, frozen wasteland is actually teeming with life. It's just packed with these amazing, specialized creatures, from beluga whales and narwhals in the water to the iconic polar bears hunting on the ice. It's just a stunning testament to how resilient life can be. And just like that, our journey comes to a close. We've gone from the deepest trenches to the frozen north, but we have barely, and I mean barely, scratched the surface. The oceans are still our planet's last great frontier, and that just leaves you with one really exciting question, doesn't it? What will the next voyage reveal?